Welcome, fellow Kiss fans. Welcome to It's All For You Demon, celebrating the fun of being a Kiss fan. And tonight I wanted to discuss a little fun I discovered many years ago when I found this cassette tape. The Kiss Alive 2 1978. Yeah, 1978 cassette tape. And inside it's a little fun and a little rabbit hole of nostalgic dreaming, and that is the business of Kiss. We all love merch forums, right? We all love to find an old 1976 rock and roll over and check inside to see if there's a merch form. Well, for some reason I did the same thing with cassettes. When I found these Alive 2 cassette tapes, I looked inside, curious if kids buying this record on cassette still got the tattoos, the book, and the merch form. Which of course they did not. Volume 1 only contained the song credits, and Volume 2 actually contained instructions for members of the Kiss Army to send $1 to cover postage and handling to Kiss Album Stuff, 6430 Varial Avenue, Woodland Hills, California, 91367. And that would get you the booklet and the tattoos. What amazed me about this was imagining an entity of the Kiss Army warehouse, an actual office in a building dedicated to this cassette tape. So I know this is very, very nerd, very idiotic, very immature to think about, but this amazes me that there were people working in the Kiss Army warehouse, and then there were people working only for this cassette to send out the tattoos and booklet. Like, hey, Large Marge, Pee Wee's over there working in the Kiss Army. Today you are in charge of sending out these booklets and tattoos. Old big girl can't reach her scratchly. I'll help you. Come here. And I got even more fascinated and more interested in the different entities or offices of the Kiss Army as I dug back into my merch forms. The solo album merch forms had their own specific address. Gene Simmons special merchandise. Ace Frehley special merchandise. The double platinum address was simply Kiss special merchandise. It's so much fun to imagine. And at one time, Sally James worked 9 to 5 sending out Ace Frehley merchandise to the kids of America. And I love it. And it just fascinates me, and I love to think about that business side of the band. And there's one merch form in particular that it is a lot of fun to imagine that business side, and it is this. A while back I have deemed this side wall my album insert wall. So we have all the album inserts, but the insert I am talking about tonight is the back side of, I just lost that tack, the Rock and Roll Over merch form. And it is an ad for you to join the Army and of course get those wonderful Army fan club kits, but it is also a questionnaire. Kiss wanting to know about you. And a lot of it is standard questionnaire questions. How old are you? What is your sex? Brief description of yourself. They want to know your favorite radio stations, favorite magazines, favorite TV shows, and when do you watch TV? Your favorite record artist? How many records you've bought in the last year? Who are the last 3 artists you've bought? How did you hear about this album? What are the last 3 movies you've seen? And this one piqued my interest because if you think about it, kids buying this record off the shelf at release time, Star Wars would not have been out yet. That's pretty fun to think about. And then how many Kiss concerts have you been to? Again, interesting to note, if you think about it, hot off the shelf, Rock and Roll Over, a lot of kids are going to say 0. Unless you were a fan of the band around that Alive time and you got to see the Destroyer tour, I have a feeling, I have to say, there's probably a lot of kids that have not seen Kiss at this time. 1976, a lot of kids would have been turned on to this record from the Paul Lynde Halloween special, so their first shows would have been the Love Gun tour. But all in all, what I find interesting about this questionnaire is, to me, it is Casablanca Records and Aucoin Management going to work. This is the business side of Kiss. They want to know who their market is and go after them. If you think about it, the release of Rock and Roll Over, 1976. What followed this release? The toy boom. It is my assumption, and we all know what happens when we assume, but it is my assumption in my nerd, nostalgic, business side of Kiss fantasy that this questionnaire led the band in to the toy market, where of course they oversaturated it, but that is half the fun. Thank you for hanging with us tonight. Thank you for waxing a little nostalgic fun, imagining the business side of Kiss. If you'd like to be a pen pal business side of Large Marge and Pee Wee with me, details below. We'll send you some Large Marge Pee Wee swag. Thanks for hanging with us. Take care. Be safe. We will talk to you soon. Now, why haven't you sent out those tattoos and booklets yet? You have one job to do.